Hello and welcome to The View from the African Regional Conference 2015. I'm joined now by Ian Bessarabia, Swift's Business Development Manager for Corporates and Securities. Ian, thanks for your time.
Thanks, James. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Ian, you'll be speaking on a number of panels over the next few days, and one of those will be covering sort of African capital markets. Perhaps you can give us just a brief overview of the status of these capital markets on the continent and where we stand today.
Thanks, James. I think it's a really exciting space to be in the moment. You know, with the reminiscence of the global financial crisis, Africa is definitely a hot investment destination. But we have some challenges as well. You know, a lot of these markets offer a lot of potential, but they struggle in terms of liquidity from some perspectives. They also have some issues with regards to infrastructure capability. So on the one hand, you've got a lot of opportunities and potential, but on the other hand, there are some challenges that need to be overcome.
Now, also on the infrastructure side, this is obviously hugely important for sort of Africa's capital markets. What can be done there to really progress sort of the maturation of these capital markets on the continent? I
think once again Africa is in a really unique situation, is because they're coming in after a lot of the mature markets and the developed markets have already implemented a lot of these infrastructures. So there's a lot to be learned, and a lot of these markets can actually learn from their counterparties around the world and avoid making the same mistakes. So I think the key thing is not to reinvent the wheel, is to make sure that you pick up on global standards, international market practice that's been tried and tested and has been used in other markets, and also to collaborate. I think one of the key things is to work together. There's no point in countries or markets going it alone and then becoming just a closed market. They need to become open, developed markets where it's accessible. So the two key things for me is to not reinvent the wheel, utilize the standards that are available, and collaborate.
Now, we were talking just earlier about the issues in terms of front office and back office developments of these capital markets. For you, what's the key issue here? Yeah,
I think the key issue for me is that the back office side of things is often kept in the basement, if I can call it. It's not really the attractive side of the business. Everybody looks at the trading engines. They look at the dealers and all the deals and the stocks and all of that. But what people fail to grasp is that there's actually a settlement system that actually has to sit, and you need a robust settlement system that has to underpin all of this trading. And often what happens is you can offer a trading platform, but if you don't have the right infrastructure, I guess it's the same thing. If you don't have the right plumbing in your home, you might as well not have the fancy taps and the fancy accessories. So from our perspective, it's very much an important fundamental aspect to get that basic infrastructure in place, is to really work on the foundation and build up from there. Because once you have that, you can eliminate risks such as operational risk. You can bring settlement certainty. You bring investor confidence because the investors feel comfortable that there's a robust and a scalable and a trusted back office environment or a settlement environment that can support that market.
Okay, now in line with this back office development, another key issue for Africa's capital markets obviously will be greater connectivity and greater interoperability between them. How do we achieve this, and are we going in the right direction in this respect?
Yeah. I certainly think regionalization is one of the